but like not well. Simon, 21. Can you do something for me? Back it up, back it up. Yeah, I can hear it, but like, I don't know. Hello, testing, testing. A, B, C, D, E, F, G. RAR.
Oh, je peux bien écouter.
Yo,
Yeah, je peux bien
yo,
écouter
yo, we
maintenant.
off the grid.
Oh
Let's
yeah,
go
c'est
back here.
parfait.
Yeah, it's actually good. Yo, Simon. Yo,
Welcome
Simon.
to the OFSA,
Yeah.
to the SOSSA semifinal.
Okay.
Hi, sorry about the delay, guys. We were having some technical difficulties here.
Yeah.
But we have everything fixed up now, and we're ready for the SOSA semifinal for the senior girls here.
Here we go.
We have a great match here for you guys. We have the Saint-Jean-de-Brébeuf Lynx versus the Port Colborne Bears, and it seems to be a very good matchup here. We have two very close teams in proximity, and they're both very good teams that have worked to be here, and they're definitely it's gonna be a competitive matchup for you guys.
We do have a lot of novices though, in for the opposing team.
Looking at the roster here, we can see that Saint-Jean-Brébeuf has a lot more experience than Port Colborne High does. Port Colborne High sporting a lot more novice players than Saint-Jean-Brébeuf, having almost strictly senior players on their team. So it's gonna be a test for the Saint-Jean-Brébeuf for their not only the experience but for Colborne's their confidence in their game. We can see for Port Colborne, 6 out of the 9 players are all either junior or novice players, whereas for Jean Vanier, for Saint-Jean-Brébeuf, we can see there's only one player that's not a senior.
Yeah, 24 and 28 aren't gonna be playing. Um, yeah, 24 and 28 are not gonna be playing. So the only the remaining players are 21, 23, 27, 65, 22, 55, 19, 59, and 30.
For Saint-Jean-Brébeuf, we have a full roster here for this game. The atmosphere is electric, being a buyout here for the students of the school. We can see the entire school, most of the school is here ready to support their senior basketball team. And it looks to be a great game. 2 minutes and 50 seconds on the clock till the start of game time, till tip-off. And we can see Saint-Jean-Brébeuf is kind of planning out their game plan for the day, a bit of a huddle. And we can see Port Colborne still working out on their free throws, trying to get in that rhythm to get ready for the game. it'll be interesting to see what kind of lineup the Saint-Jean-de-Brébeuf coach, Mam Wenling, puts out tonight. Being that we have a younger team, so let's see if they're going to go maybe experimental, or maybe she just goes safe, picks her top players, since it is a semifinal. And it'll be interesting as well for the Port Colborne team, see if Coach Maddie Cugini is gonna put out either experienced team or maybe just put out her best team available. If she's gonna put out her novice players or junior players against this senior squad, are they ready to play against an older team? Let's see. It's definitely gonna be a good game. A lot of variables that can make this game very interesting, and obviously both teams very deserving to have gone into the semifinal for the SOSSA. And if they win here, they'll have the chance to play in the final to make OSSA, which will be a good opportunity for both of these teams to show how much talent they really do have. So there's a minute 15 on the clock till tip-off. The teams are getting ready, sitting down.
So Juan, what type of formation do you think they're going to play? Are they going to be a bit more experimental? Do you think they're going to be playing more like? Are they going to try some new stuff? I feel like for Port Colborne High, they would try to stick to something a bit more safe because they are. Because I feel like they would play something way more safe because of course they have way more novice players, and I feel like they should stick to what has gotten them already to where they're at.
Yeah.
I feel like, if anything, Jean Vanier would be the ones experimenting a bit more,
Yeah.
testing out a few more things because they
They're
got
a lot more
that.
experience.
Yeah, they got that experience.
And not only that, they have a lot more size on this team.
Yeah, indeed.
Looking at the huddle right here, you can tell Saint-Jean-de-Brébeuf has a lot more size on the Port Colborne Bears.
Exactly.
You can tell it's going to be a tough matchup for Port Colborne, having to match up against Port Colborne's height, against Length's height. It's going to be an interesting matchup here. See if maybe they go for a zone against this strong Length side. See if maybe they can stop them down low with their height. The crowd is getting riled up for this tip-up.
Wild with their stomping.
The gym the benches are shaking. Both teams are getting ready for the tip-off. For the Lengths, we have Mia Wendling, Solange Savoury, Sienna Savoury, Mia Nadeau, and Isabelle Rebelge lining up for their starting lineup. And it looks as though we're having Alexandre Rebelge at tip-off. And for Port Colborne, they have number 59, Caden Sardine for tip-off. They have number 55, Emma Lohr. We also see number 23, Quinn Frépont, and number 19, Natalie Martel. Tip-off is off, and it looks like a quick chance here for Saint Jean. And it's a quick jump shot for Alexandre Bell off the top of the backboard. And it's back up. One of the Savoury twins.
Starting off with Savoury.
We have the Lengths in a 2-3 zone, being very vocal. The crowd being loud here at and it's a jump ball. And that's Bears possession down here at the baseline. It's actually Length's possession here on the baseline. Look, point guard Neil Wendling is bringing it up. Oh no, there's a bit of a confusion. We're having the Bears with the possession. And you can see the size difference here. And just right under the middle, you have a big Alex Rebelge blocking the paint off. No one in her paint. She's guarding that very well. They're defending them with that 2-3 zone, blocking off that middle. It's a three-pointer, and it's off. Out of bounds, Length's ball.
Yeah, you can really see that size really comes into play in the defense. It's going to make hard for Port Colborne, but
Yeah, and you can see Port Colborne even coming out with a what seems to be a 3-2 zone, trying to stop those balls into the paint. That's a pass fake out to 23, down to 21 on the side, and it's a steal from Yanado. It's tipped out of bounds.
Defense is actually pretty good right now.
The defense is very solid here. Not many chances for easy buckets here. Looks like a stoppage of play. You can hear the Saint-Jean-de-Brébeuf coaches giving some advice on the sideline, trying to get their team to win this game. Lanks up 2 very early on.
Savory scoring the first point.
There's number 23 at the top of the paint. And it's a cut. Oh, it's out of bounds. We have Mia Wendling at the top of the key. Alex Auberge on the side, down to Sienna. We have point guard Candace Seradine. I think we'll be seeing a lot of her with the ball tonight. And it's dribbled off the foot of one of the Savories. Very intense defense from the Lanks here in a 2-3 zone. Oh, and it's a steal. Whoa. It's a fast break here.
Savory scoring.
And that's off the side of the rim. Mia Wendling dribbles it out. It's into the middle, back to her. It's a floater miss. Back to Mia Wendling. She's at the top of the paint. Cut down to, and it's a steal from Port Colborne. You can see them they're trying to take the tempo of the game down, trying to take the ball out of the Lanks' hand and try to maybe slow down the game a little for their smaller size. Maybe their youth need that a little bit more time. And it's a jump ball again. It seems to be a very chippy game here. It's definitely, you can tell there's a lot of competitiveness in this game. It's gonna be a very good game here. Once again, point guard Mia Wendling bringing the ball up for SGB Lanks. Seems as though she's the main ball handler, main distributor for this lineup. And it's back, another floater, and it's a layup. Back again for number 25.
Savory.
Solange Savory. That's
both twins scoring points. First starting points.
And it's 4-0 right now. Open on the wing. She doesn't take that. Oh, another steal. And that's for Sienna. She goes up for the layup. And it's an and one. A strong bucket for the Lanks early on. If she can score this, they can get an early 7-0 run, which will definitely make it harder for Port Colborne to come back and maybe even contend in the second quarter. They haven't scored yet, and it seems as though they've only had a shot or so.
Port Colborne really needs to figure out how to get past that height disadvantage.
Yeah, they're definitely struggling against that. The length from the Savories up front in the 2-3 zone.
Yeah, because you can already see, though they were able to get a player, but they were able to get a player through the zone defense in the middle.
We have Hannah Gondin in for Solange Savory.
Yeah.
She takes a little shot, and it's a miss. The ball is going to number 59. Once again, seems to be the point guard for Port Colborne, the most experienced with the ball. And 21 at the top of the hash. That's a 3, and it's a miss. They seem to really be struggling with that 2-3 zone from Port Colborne. They can't seem to get past that front 2 leading guards. They still have not had a layup or shot at the paint. It seems to be a real struggle for Port right now. We see and we see SGB running with a bit of 1-3-1 on offense, having that center in the middle of the paint, trying to get that option to maybe score. And back to the Savory, it's another steal for Port Colborne. It's a really high tempo matchup here. You can tell the Lanks want to keep the pace up, want to play fast. They want to have those fast breaks, want to keep it going, score as many points as possible. But Port Colborne keep taking the tempo down. And it seems to be working. Once again, maybe SGB playing a bit too fast for what they can play. And it's a cut right here. She drives in, and it's a steal. Another jump ball. The amount of jump balls really tells how physical this game has been. They can't get past that paint for SGB. They keep getting either jump balls or blocked.
I feel like the main way to score would be to actually be making jumpers.
And that's, she's trying to drive in there. It's 2-on-1. Another jump ball, and now it's Lank's ball.
Yeah, I can't see them really getting past that zone defense. Even when they tried, even when they got in the middle of the zone, their hustle from SGB was just there. I feel like, yeah.
So it seems as Port Colborne is matching the zone for SGB, having a 1-3-1 as well on defense.
Both teams using zone defense.
And you can see they're transitioning. Port Colborne's transitioning with a bit of a slower pace, trying to control the pace, trying to get SGB to not run as much as they do, but they keep bringing that pace to them. And it's really, it's a back and forth game. You can tell it's going one end to the other. Here you have Port Colborne passing the ball around. Very quick ball movement, 3 for them, and it's off. And that's Port Colborne ball mishandled by Isabelle Rebels, number 33 for SGB Lanks. We have another substitution for the Lanks. Or it sees a timeout for Port Colborne. You can definitely tell it's a very high-paced game. SGB is trying to bring those fast breaks, trying to get out in transition, score quick points. Whereas Port Colborne seems to maybe slow down the game, trying to pass around the ball, trying to get SGB to sit down in their set, and trying to pass around and get into the paint.
I feel like they might have to speed up a bit more because it does need them to get the ball from them.
That is very true.
Yeah.
It does seem maybe it's part of the game plan to play a bit slower, as they do have a shorter rotation than the Lanks. The Lanks have played about 8 players, whereas Port Colborne still has not made a substitution. We're 3 minutes and 18 seconds left in the first quarter. No substitution for Port Colborne. They had to call a timeout.
Yeah.
Seems maybe they're tired. They're trying to play through that quick press from the Lanks. Both teams game planning here, trying to get a bit more play from their team, trying to get out in transition for the Lanks. Both the Savoies playing a very good game right now, being able to get inside that paint and get some pretty simple floaters in there. We saw that almost an and one chance for Solange Savoie. It's going to be an interesting game here. Port Colborne is still definitely into this game. You can tell it's not out of reach, and it seems as though they're going for a bit of a box set here in the inbound. A screen here, maybe a bit of a screen action. It goes out to the 3 shot, and shoots, and it's a 3-pointer. And they cut the lead in half. They cut the lead in half from number 21.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. They have to start making those jumpers, those 3-pointers. Going through the, going, and Alex with the rebound.
That's a miss from Mianado, point guard.
Yeah, Port really needs to start scoring those threes.
It's an inbound here for the Lanks. Mianado on the ball. It seems to be a bit of a line set here on the inbound. A bit of a set play they have. You can see into Alex Rebelge, and it's up. Hannah Gondin with the rebound. Mianado dribbles it out. Trying to get some pace into this team. Oh, it's a steal. Number 59 for the Port Colborne. They go up, and it's out of bounds. Oh, and she saves it. Oh, it's down at the floor. And that's SGB ball once again. Number 59 really putting that pressure on the Lanks side, maybe trying to bring that pace. It seems as though maybe the coach told them in the huddle they need to bring that pace, as you can really tell that SGB is controlling the pace in this game. And it's another bracket for Alexandre Rebelge, center for the SGB Lanks here. And it's 8-3 here. 3-pointer once again from Port Colborne, and it's off. Mianado gets it. A lot of pressure here from number 55. You can tell Port Colborne wants to take those threes. Just as Jesse said, they want to get back into this game shooting those threes, as it seems to be the only shot they're able to get consistently. Mid-ranger from Hannah Gondin is off. Number 59 pushing the pace, and it seemed they missed that layup, and it's maybe an offensive rebound tipped away. Lanks ball. And SGB relying a lot here on their starting lineup. You see Mia playing around on that 1-3-1 zone. She's really been that distributor for SGB. And another point for the Savoie twins. You can tell they have that good connection on the wing there. Number 59 passing out to the left wing. They're really struggling to get into the middle of the floor there. It seems to be a real struggle for Port Colborne right now.
As I'm saying, make those jumpers.
Out. They're passing around, really swinging around, and it's another steal for Saint-Jean. Port Colborne keeps the ball. 3 seconds on the clock. And it's off the back of the rim. No bucket for SGB. Amazing defense here from the Lanks, not letting the Port Colborne get into the paint and drive. They keep forcing them to take those long-range shots, and they have been missing. So it's good defense here from the Lanks. Miarado kicks that out, and that's Mia, and it's out of bounds. Port Colborne ball, 55 seconds on the clock. Lanks are up 7. Jesse, can you see Port Colborne getting back into this game points-wise?
Honestly, the matchup was really hard for you to see. You got the height,
and it's another steal from SGB.
Yeah.
Another bucket for the Savoie Regions. They're really taking over this game.
Yeah, the main problem really does come from that height, because even in their plays for SGB, even though they make mistakes, they got the height, so they can easily just take rebounds and just make another play. I feel like, yeah, the key way for Port High to actually score points is to be faster and just start making those threes. I keep saying it.
And that's another missed pass, another turnover for Port Colborne. Mianado in the middle of the floor with the mid-ranger, and it's off.
All right.
Port Colborne ball. You can really tell the Lanks' height on the wings is really affecting that Port Colborne side.
They will really have to figure out a way to get past that.
They keep passing it out onto that left wing, and Port Colborne is not taking that shot. You can tell the guards are starting to sag off on the three-point shooter as she's not taking that shot. And it's a difficult shot, rebound, and that's the end of the quarter. 12-3 for SGB.
All right.
They have a real lead here from Saint-Jean-de-Brébeuf. They're really dominating on the defensive end. Port Colborne still struggling to get into that paint.
The only point they scored was that three-pointer from the first quarter, for the first bit.
The only shot they have made has been a three-pointer. The grand majority of their shots are out from the three-point line. And from what I can tell from the first quarter, they're really not relying on that left side. Once they swing it around, pass it to that left side, SGB is starting to sag off a bit on the shooter, and she is not taking that shot. If they can't shoot that shot, and that's a weak point that SGB can attack, and especially having that quick transition movement they want to have. You can tell they want to get out on transition, have the Savoies play on the wings and get into the paint. It's really working for them. The offense it's been pretty unstoppable on that transition. A lot of easy shots for the Savoie twins, both with 4 points here at the start of the game. It's really impressive how well they're playing.
Yeah. Like I said, they'll really. It seems like it's gonna. The first quarter really makes you realize how the game is going to be going on the course of this whole match. The Port High really has to figure out a way to.
These teams are getting out onto the court now. Inbound for SGB Lanks. We have Mia Nadeau in for the inbound.
All right.
Once again, passing around. Mia Nadeau now a bit more of a ball handling role at the start of this quarter. You can tell they're out there with that one. Now it seems to be a 1-3-1 again. and she saves it. Out to Alex Rebauge. Rebound for her. 4 defenders on her, and it's a jump ball once again. Port Colborne ball. It seems as though rebounds haven't really been a problem for Port Colborne, surprisingly. You can tell that they kind of put 4 defenders around around Alex Rebauge in that paint, and she's been struggling with putting those shots back up after the rebounds.
True.
3-pointer from that left side, and it's out of bounds. Once again, as you can see, coming up in transition, when Mia Nadeau is getting that ball, both Savary twins are quick up the court. Once again, Alex Rebauge at the top of that 3, and it's a floater. It doesn't make. Mia Nadeau gets the rebound. Out to Mia Wendling. Back out to the right side, and it's a floater. Can't make it. And it's another layup for the Savary twins.
The Savary twins are really going to be the leading scorers of the team, apparently.
Both teams have now 6 points. Port Colborne's really struggling with defending them. And it's another missed 3-pointer for Port Colborne. They're really struggling with that outside shot, not being able to get past that SG Bay defensive line. Here you have Mia Nadeau, inviting it to Mia Wendling. Number 5 from the corner, and it's a missed shot off the rim. Number 59 pushes the pace. It's a fast break.
Will she make the layup?
And it's an easy layup for her. That's a basket she will be making all game. That's another bucket that's the first bucket for the Port Colborne point guard. And that's a steal. Got back from this song.
59 is really there with this hustle, honestly.
Number 59, really the standout player right now for Port Colborne.
Yeah, getting both steals.
Getting steals, pushing the pace, being the creator for this team as well.
Really fitting the role of point guard.
And you can see there on that left side, they're giving her space to take that shot, and she can't make them pay for it. Once again, and you can tell Port Colborne's really relying on their starting lineup, not having made a substitution yet. They seem to be lining up for a substitution here with number 19 coming in. 23, bringing the ball up. Back to the point guard. She takes the 3, and it's off. Number 21 bringing the ball up now. She's been another one of the offensive creators for this team, you can tell. Number 59 taking that 3, and it's almost in. Good shot from her. Number 21 back in the paint, and it's a missed layup. As you can tell, that was a very good chance for them, but once again, Alex Rebauge cleaning up, getting those rebounds.
Getting the steal.
And Port Colborne has really turned up the tempo now. You can tell they're getting steals, and a jump shot here. They're playing very well in the second quarter. Putting the pressure on SG Bay Lanks here in that second quarter, making them work for all their buckets.
59 has really been setting the pace for Port High recently. Well, as of now.
She's been, for me, the standout player of today.
Yeah, same here.
Oh, and that's a backcourt violation for Port Colborne. Another turnover. They don't want to be getting too many turnovers, as we've seen throughout this game. SG Bay really eat up on those turnovers. They get out in transition and they force them to play savvy with the ball. Maybe why they were playing a bit slower in the first quarter. Another substitution for SG Bay Lanks. Isabelle Rebauge in for Mia Nadeau. Out to the 3. Isabelle with a mid-ranger, and it's off. Number 19 bringing the ball up. Gets it out to 21. Another creator for this team. One of the main creators here alongside number 59. They're really pushing the tempo here. And now SG Bay seems to have a bit more of a press. And 55 gets to that paint, and it's a missed shot. That was a real good opportunity for them, but now they're in transition. SG Bay, and it's off
again with the defense. Off
of Solange's leg. The defense of this game has been very high level. Both teams struggling to score here at the start of this game. You're gonna be inbounding from the sideline there. Throughout this game, you've been really able to tell that SG Bay has SG Bay has been able to stop Port Colborne at that main line, and it's a 3-pointer for 21.
Okay, that's what I'm talking about.
That's her second 3 today. Playing very well today for Port Colborne, making those 3-pointers, being a threat consistently for this team, being a creator, being a triple threat for this team. And it's a mid-ranger for SGB. Missed layup.
SGB really
And
not making any of these shots. They're just relying on making layups.
Another rebound for Port Colborne. They've been really dominating that defensive glass. Another three. Oh, very close. Very good shot.
Oh, Hans.
27 not being able to get that layup up.
No,
SGB is struggling a bit with rebounds in the second quarter. And Port Colborne stealing the ball, getting a lot of fouls here. And it's a foul on number 59. She's going to be sent to the line for 2 free throws. Port Colborne really putting the pressure now on SGB.
Yeah.
Showing SGB they can't rely too much on those jump shots. Through that first quarter, they were able to rely on those layups a lot, but it's not coming as easily now for them.
Yeah.
The gym is shaking here, trying to get number 59 to miss that shot. Seems as though number 33, Isabella Cabello, might have been hurt on that last play here, being subbed out. First layup is a miss. It's a very good game we have here, very intense. You can tell the game is very close, with both teams pushing each other to bring the best out of each other. A free throw for number 59. That's 3 points for Cadence Siradine, number 59 for Port Colborne. Out to Hannah Grande in the middle, Isabel Rabelge. They're passing the ball around, and that's a double dribble for Mia
Wendling.
You know, Port Colborne's really bringing that pressure on SGB now. It's a much more competitive game now.
Yeah. You can really see that that break from the first quarter really helped.
Number 55 driving in. Lanks ball, another turnover for Port Colborne. But in this second quarter, SGB has not been able to make them pay for those.
Mm-hmm. I really feel like Port Colborne.
That's a three from Hannah Gonde, and it's off.
Yeah, Port High should really start forcing SGB to start making their shots, because you can, as you can see, they haven't. And
that's a block shot from one of the from Solange Savory. A great block, great defensive work from both twins. And that's a foul from Port Colborne.
Offensive foul.
Defensive foul on number 21. First foul of the game for Port Colborne. They've been very good on on their fouls for this game. Both teams playing very clean. And that's a layup for Alex Labelle.
Yeah, Port should really start.
I think Alex Labelle should bring more aggressiveness to this game on the offensive end.
Yeah.
And that's a 3 for 21, slightly off to the left. Wendling pushing that pace. In the middle for Solange, not able to get that. It's a bit of a scuffle in the middle. Solange dribbling it out, and it's an out of bounds. I think the key to this game now that SGB hasn't been able to make their shots, is for Alex Labelle, the center here, to be a bit more aggressive in that paint. As when she gets those rebounds, I've noticed she's been getting a bit out-rebounded from this Port side, doing very well to be physical with her. They're really making her work for those rebounds. Here we have Sienna putting pressure on the ball. SGB really pushing that pressure on Port Colborne now that they're really getting back in this game. It's a 7-point game now, but it really seems like a very close game here.
All right.
Now we have Solange pushing the pace. Out to her sister, Sienna Savory. Out to Emily. She takes the three, and it's off the rim.
It's a miss.
Rebound from Solange, mid-ranger, and it's a mid-ranger for Lanks. First mid-ranger of the game for them. It seems that they're pushing them a bit at the half, and it's a corner shot. Good opportunity, but missed shot. They're slowing down here a bit more for the Lanks. You can tell the Lanks are a bit more tired out, having relied so much on their main players, that now the ball handlers are a bit more tired out, not pushing the pace as much. And they're really rotating their center lineup. But you can tell as well, same thing for Port Colborne. They're really relying on their main creators. And it's another Another turnover for Colborne, and that's a turnover for SGB as well.
Port really has to start figuring out how to deal with that zone defense because that's honestly, I feel like, yeah, I feel like them trying to break through is what's leading them to start getting that ball stolen.
Corner three, and it's almost good. 52 seconds left on the clock for SGB. They're driving in all the way from, and it's a missed layup. Mia Wendling bringing it coast to coast, and it's Port Colborne ball tipped away from Solange. The Bears are really pushing the pace now, really bringing it to the lengths now, making them work for those buckets, making them get out on defense and make it work, not being as slow as they were in the first quarter, which I think was a very good move from the Port Colborne coach, making the lengths work for all their buckets and to stop Port Colborne, being a lot more of a threat on the offensive end. Another three-pointer, it's almost good. Rattles a right out. That's a very unlucky shot to miss at this end of the game, and it's a foul. Solange getting fouled up on the layup. 2 free throws for her. She makes this bucket, she'll be able to extend the lead to 20, getting past that double-point mark, which will be very important for them going into the half, being that Port Colborne is trying to bring more pressure as the game goes on. And that's a miss. And you know, Jesse, as we were saying at the start of the game, maybe Port Colborne doesn't have as much size, but they're bringing the pace, which is really important right now.
Yeah, that's true. That's true. I feel like they really need to start adapting their game because I'm not seeing them making any layups recently because of how intense JV's defense is right now. I feel like they should just start figuring out, at least start making those open layups.
Well, you know what? I think the way they're pushing the pace right now, it's really going to tire out SGB for the time being. And that's a great pass to 59. She gets blocked. And that's the end of the first half. SGB up 18-9, doubling Port Colborne's points. But if you have been watching the game, you can really tell it's a close game for both teams.
Things started to heat up from the second quarter.
The game is very chippy here, having a lot of turnovers, not that many fouls, but you can definitely tell it's a physical game.
So, quand je fais ça, ça se peut que Emmeline pose une question au coach. OK? Si vous voyez Emmeline sur un des écrans, parce qu'on a une entrevue.
Both teams really pushing the pace here. It's a very fast-paced game. You can tell Port Colborne is trying to bring the offense to SGB as they have not been able to get in that paint. It seems as though them pushing that pace is their goal to be able to get more layups, as they've been shooting a lot of threes tonight, this morning against SGB, and SGB has done a very good job of not letting Port Colborne getting to the paint and taking advantage of that speed with having Alex Rebauge and Isabelle Rebauge blocking off that paint, making it their paint, and not letting Port Colborne drive and get those layups. SGB, both teams running a very short rotation. One substitution all game for Port Colborne. You can tell both teams are taking it's taking a bit of a toll on both teams. SGB, Port Colborne is slowing down the pace a bit, but they keep bringing that pace. From the first quarter, where they play very slowly, they're now a lot faster, bringing a lot more intensity. And now SGB, they're passing the ball around a bit more. It seems as though the roles have switched a bit.
I feel like, yeah, took the words right out of my mouth. Yeah, whatever you said. I feel like Port really has to, yeah, SGB hasn't really been making those shots. I feel like the Port really has to take advantage of that, force them to make more shots. They have to be more tight on in the center, in the paint. Force them to start making those jumpers because I feel that's their best way of changing up the next quarter.
Yeah, as well. SGB is really struggling with their jump shots as well, having only scored two jump shots from where I can remember. Most of their points coming at either at the rim or at the free throw line. So Port Colborne is going to have to make them pay. They've been forcing a lot of turnovers, forcing a lot of missed jump shots, but not being able to make SGB pay for those difficult shots.
I really feel like they really should just simplify their game, like make easy layups once they get the steal, and start forcing the opposing team to start making jump shots, because as you can clearly see, they haven't made a single three. All of their jump shots were mid-ranges.
And this is a race between the Lanks and one of the teachers here. The teacher slightly beats out the Lanks. Definitely a little bit embarrassing for the Lanks, who does run on 4 legs.
Isn't the Lanks supposed to? Isn't it even?
It's a big cat.
Yeah, it's a big cat. It's supposed to be super fast.
Yeah. I think a big point that Port Colborne want to make in this second half, is they're gonna have to keep getting those rebounds as they have. They've been really forcing Alex Labauz to work down low.
Bro, I feel like
I think a big point for Port Colborne is going to have to keep making the centers work, as they don't have that size, but they definitely have a lot of strength in numbers. If you can bring 4 players to 1 player, it's definitely going to make them work, make their life difficult.
Honestly, I feel like, I feel like the main thing that comes out of this is that Port really has to tighten up their defense. They have to push them out to the perimeter.
Port is playing very good defense, in my
opinion. They are
opinion.
playing very good defense, but I feel like they should try not. I feel like they should defend the paint a bit more, get more steals. But honestly, both teams have been playing very good defense. I agree, but I feel like,
both teams are playing great defense. Very low scoreline here, 18-9. But you can definitely tell both teams are struggling to make jump shots as well. It's more of a defensive battle out here tonight.
Okay.
Here we have special guest Bryden Choa, player for SG Bay here. We have him commentating a bit. What are your thoughts on the game till now?
What's like a pointer that you would give to both teams? What's something you would want to see improved? Yeah. We are up by 9 too. Yeah.
What are some players that have impressed you from both sides here tonight? Who's a player that has impressed you though from both teams?
A player.
Yeah, great game from her.
Yeah. Honestly, I'd say 59 for Port High.
For me, I would say for now, number 21 is one of my most impressive players. I would say that she started the game off a bit slow, missing a couple threes, but she's one of the few players not scared to take those shots when SG Bay is bringing a lot of pressure to those three-point shooters. She's the one they're staying glued to. She's the one that they have to worry about, because she's making those threes on them.
Yeah, I'd say 59 honestly, because 59 has been showing she's where the hustle is from in the team.
Yeah.
She's been getting the steals. She's been like setting the pace for the game. She's been making it hard for our team. Though we're up, she's made it very hard for, by the second quarter. for us to start scoring points. She has made it harder for us to make easy threes. Yeah. Easy layups, yeah.
Yeah, we have a really good game here. Both sides have really impressed me. I think they're playing really good team basketball, getting out in transition, pushing the pace on each other, really forcing each other to play well. It's definitely an entertaining game we have here.
Yeah. All right. The crowd is going wild.
The crowd is definitely excited to see their team here.
Yeah,
especially for the first buyout since COVID happened.
Yeah.
This team is the school is very energetic, both bringing a lot of energy to the team bringing a lot of energy to this game, and their team is definitely happy about that.
And part of that energy is coming from our mascot, the Lynx.
Doing a little dance here in the middle.
Giving us a little performance.
Here we have a little bit of music playing here. Have the crowd ramped up. And how do you guys see this second half going? Do you think there might be a switch in game styles for either team? What do you think both teams might be going to improve? Bouncing back. Of course.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Yeah,
of course. Of course. You know, it is the, as I mentioned, it is the OSSA semifinal. Whoever wins this can go on to the final and make it to OSSA. Of course, both teams will really want this game, and it's really important that Port Colborne just make their jump shots, maybe try to get a few more layups, get to the line a bit more.
Yeah, this quarter is really going to determine the rest of the game, honestly.
Of course, Port Colborne being very undersized, not as experienced as SGB age-wise, so they're gonna want to bring pressure to them, show them that nothing is easy for them. They really want this game. I think it's important that they come out, quick break. They have to start making their shots and maybe start being a bit more aggressive on the offensive end.
Yeah, I honestly see this. I'm honestly seeing the team being.
We see both teams coming out here with their starting lineups. Although number 19 for Port Colborne is now in for number 31.
Nice to hear from you, Bryden. Thank you. All right.
Thank you. We have Mianado inbounding the ball here on the sideline. Mia Wendling pounding that ball on the floor.
All right.
Out to Alex Labauche.
Oh, nice passes.
Passing the ball around.
Passing the ball way more.
A lot more intensity in the second half. Sienna is a miss.
Oh,
it's a great shot from Solange. Another basket.
Starting off already with the Savory twins.
That makes it 8 for Solange tonight.
The team is passing way more, actually.
Oh, it's another steal for Sienna. And it's Mia Wendling pushing the pace out on the wing. Oh, it's a steal from 59. Great defense from her this morning. Really bring the pressure to the more experienced players here from Saint-Jean-de-Brébeuf.
The hustle from the team from both teams has really been there, actually, already starting off.
Both teams definitely showing that they really want to get past this semifinal round in this SOSSA tournament.
Both teams really wanting to win.
5 seconds on the shot clock. 59 at the three. And it's a missed three off the backboard. Sienna getting pressured. And the center pushing the pace here.
Both teams really being way more aggressive.
That's a rebound from Alex Labauche. It's back out to Solange. Sienna at the mid-range. And it's a mid-ranger. Mia puts it back in. Alex Labauche. Oh. Rebound from her. And Lanks keep getting possession of the ball. They keep getting those offensive rebounds and really working harder. They're working harder this second quarter for those rebounds, and it's really showing.
The defense from Port is really there now.
Port bringing a lot of pressure to the bigger players from Saint-Jean-de-Brébeuf. Another rebound from Alex Rebel. She's dominating this paint a lot more, bringing the aggression that was needed for her in the first half. And it's the ball is stormed from 23 to 23. It seems as though the refs want to have a bit of a quick word between each other in the half court.
Lynx up by 11, actually.
Foul on 35.
Oh.
Defensive. It seems that it's a defensive foul. I'm not too sure what kind of foul it was, but inbound here on the baseline for Port Colborne. Far past the 21. For me, been the standout player for Port Colborne. 59, passing it back. Back between each other, both being creators for Port Colborne here. And it's a travel from Alexa Bausch. She's got to watch that pivot foot when making those big passes here. Port Colborne are going to be looking for a three-pointer here. Trying to get back into this game as they're down 11 now. Seems a little bit of a screening action. They're throwing it out, trying to reset a bit. 59 with the ball. That hook pass. 55, 27. And it's a foul. And it's down at the baseline for Port Colborne once again. It's a foul from Alex Bausch. .27 in the paint. Puts it up. Out to Solange. She's been a bit more of a ball handler since the second quarter here, pushing the pace. Mia Wenling in, and it's still stolen from number 59, having a great game defensively, really reading the game, and it's a missed layup. But as I was saying, as you were saying, Justin, she's having a great game, reading the game, getting in the passing lanes, and being able to get those balls out the air that SG Bay are not jumping for. And it's really important that she keeps doing that so that maybe they can keep a bit more momentum in this game.
SG Bay really has to watch out for number 59 because
that's a turnover for Port Colborne.
She's going to be making it very hard for SG Bay to start scoring easy points.
Of course. And when we say 59, we're of course speaking of Caden Siradine from Port Colborne, the Bears. The Bears here, they're going to be wanting to keep a bit of passing. The Bears look to have changed to a full court press that was passed out of from Lelanx, easily passed out of. That's something that they won't want to be keeping up the rest of the game. They want to keep bringing that intensity and stopping them in that full court set. 21 with the ball here. Into the middle. They've been able to get a bit more into the middle now. At top of the backboard, out of bounds, does not count. Once again, the Bears here with the full court set, trying to press SG Bay into the middle, and it seems to have been working, but they pass around. Once again, 2-on-1, and they can't take advantage. Another offensive rebound. Once again, another offensive rebound. Sienna with the ball to Mia Wendling. Been a great creator for here. And 21 with the steal. She gets out on the break. Trying to get some contact here. And she's not able to make that layup.
59 really up there with the hustle.
Sienna to Mia Wendling. They're really making SG Bay work for these baskets, but is it maybe a bit of a detriment to have them being able to pass around so quickly? With SG Bay having a lot more creators out on the wings. And it's a Port Colborne ball tipped away from SG Bay here. Or a foul, rather. We have two substitutions for the Lanks. We have Hannah Gondin and number 12, Bethany Irwin.
Port really not subbing much.
Port keeping on going for that box set on defense. A bit of a 2-3 now. They were in a 1-3-1 before, now in a 2-3. And it's a rebound from number 19. And a screen there for 59, trying to get that pressure off of her
21 with the
teammate
ball.
there.
Oh, passes 59.
Port Colborne really thriving off those skip
that was
passes from one end of the court to the other. Really making Lanks run out there on that 2-3 set, trying to make them work for every back bucket that they get. And you know what? Eshibe has proven that they'll work for those. They've been playing very well. 22 to 9 here. Lanks pulling away here in this game.
Port
Up
really
13.
has to do something about those points.
They really do. They're going to want to score a bit more. They've been out of it a bit in this third quarter, not being able to pass it around as much.
But anymore, it's not going to look good for them.
It seems they might have been a bit gassed out from that first half, as they are not passing around quickly enough. And you can really tell the Lanks are passing around quickly around that full court set that they're trying to press them with.
I feel like Port really has to just speed up the game right now. Because right now it feels like their passes are off. They really need to do something.
And it looks as though there's a hurt player on the sideline there for Port Colborne, as you can see. Icing her leg, maybe she's a bit of a sore, maybe playing on that injury. And it's a foul there on number 19. Isabelle Rabauge. Pass and go from Mia Wendling. And she gets it back in the middle, out to Hannah Gondin. Mid-range shot, and it's off the top of the backboard. And that's Bethany Irwin getting a jump ball and a timeout here for Port Colborne. Eshibe Lanks really putting that pressure on Port Colborne in the second half, in the third quarter, making them having to reevaluate what they planned on at during that halftime. What do you think is something that has changed here for Port Colborne from the first to the second half here, Jesse?
Honestly, I feel like it's mostly just their mentality. I feel like it's mostly just their mentality right now. They've started to make things a bit tougher. You know, they don't want. Well, obviously, they don't want SGB to start scoring anymore. They've just been trying hard, but I feel like they really have to improve on the offensive end. They've been missing layups. On that steal with 21, missed opportunity. I genuinely feel like they really need to figure out a way to deal with that offense, because I need more points scored, and it's going to be tough for them to make it back.
Yeah, and even now it is a 13-point
Yeah,
game.
it's a third.
Port Colborne not having broken that double-digit score yet, but now SGB putting in some, largening their rotation a bit more, experimenting here with a bit more players. So maybe that's a weak point that Port Colborne will want to attack on that offensive end. Maybe try to get into that paint a bit more. SGB playing with a lot less length here, having what looks like a three-guard lineup here, and Hannah Gondin, Bethany Irwin, and Solange Savory here. Seems like three guards and a forward.
Is SGB
plus the center.
testing something new right now?
It's a 2-3 zone right now. It seems they're putting a bit more pressure on the wings when they pass out with those skip passes that Port Colborne likes to do.
All right. 19 with the ball.
Getting pressured by Mia Wendling here. Taps the ball but can't get it away from her. It's a three from 59. It's another shot for her.
All right. If only they can keep that going. Things are looking bright for Port.
She's another scoring leader. Another mid-ranger for her. And it's almost in. She has a very good-looking jump shot. If she keeps maybe trying to get those mid-rangers, those three-pointers going up, I think Port Colborne would have a good chance in this game. As you said, Jesse, they're bringing that tempo once again. Maybe it's a bit of desperation for Port Colborne, starting to realize that the game is kind of falling out their hands.
Well, I don't blame them. They are really in the low right now. But they are closing up that gap. They're only up by 10. Well, compared to
down to.
Yeah,
Corner three from 21. Right. Rebound from number 1. 59 with the mid-ranger. And doesn't get it in. hustle plays from number 1 here from SGB, but giving them back to Port Colborne. Salon putting number 21 in the spin cycle, but getting that ball took away from her.
25's handles are
three-pointer,
really looking.
and it's a 3 for Hannah Golden. She's been a real threat out from the three-point line, being able to stretch out that Port Colborne back line, being a wing player as well. Looks like a triple substitution here from SGB Lang. Triple substitution here from the Lanks, having Sienna, Harmony Stifter, and Gemma Dubé subbing in for Isabelle Cabelge, Hannah Blondin, and Mia Wendling. Mia Wendling, who's played the whole game up until now, playing a very good creative role for this Lanks team. Let's see if maybe this affects them a little, not having as much of an offensive threat. And Port bringing back that full court press, and it's an out of bounds. They force a turnover. Let's see if Port Colborne brings a bit more of a press now that the Lanks have subbed out their point guard. The Bears really want to put that pressure on the Lanks, maybe try to get a couple turnovers, get that ball back, maybe a bit more chances on the offensive end. And that was a difficult shot. Sienna, turnover for Lanks. Port Colborne bringing the defensive intensity since Mia Wendling has been subbed out, and it's been working. Three-pointer from 59, but it is a miss.
You can really see that Port really has a better, the team really has a better jump shot form. They have a better shooting form than SGB. If only they could put that to good use.
It's a foul on Sienna Savory, going to the line for 2 free throws. Have Sienna, first free throw. It's off the glass and no good. Sienna Savory playing a really good game tonight, 6 points here, having a quarter of the SGB points. Her and her sister are having a great game here for the Lanks here. Playing very good, very competitive on both ends, being very good two-way players, really good wings for these sides. We have Port with that skip pass. 59 takes it in. They're trying to cut that into the paint, but not working. Number 27 seems to be playing a bit of a small ball 5 here for the Lanks, not being able to work against the physical pressure from SGB's paint. And the ball is stolen from Port Colborne, really getting a lot more turnovers in this game that they did in the first half.
They really should take advantage of the turnovers.
It's nearly a steal. 21 seems to have gotten her eye hurt. Out of the play here. Port Colborne, of course, didn't like that very much. And that's off of the center. Oh, it's stolen. It's nearly stolen, but it doesn't work. Foul from the Port Colborne player. Sideline inbound for the Lanks. Seems as though the coaches for the Lanks are trying to get a bit more ball movement out of these girls. Trying to get a bit more, trying to get them to pass around that press like they were in that start of the quarter, but they're just not able to pass around. Port Colborne with 5 shots, and they're in the bonus. Everything from here on out, as every foul from here until the end of the quarter, which is 22 seconds, is going to be a foul. It's going to be a 2 jump shots for the Lanks players. Takes 2 shots, and it's off front rim, no good. The Bears really struggling here with the offense, not being able to pass around how they'd like to. SGB bring a lot more press with these substitutions that they made in the second half. And it's no good. Seems as though she stepped over the line on that free throw. Number 59, point guard for Port Colborne. Once again, bringing it up, being a creator for this side. And a good pass, but a bit too high.
I don't think
Good vision
was ready for that pass.
It was good vision from 59, but it was a bit high for her. For 27.
As I was saying, that height difference, it's really making something. It's really doing something to the team.
Good press here. Shot clock is off. Turnover. Layup for 59, and you know she goes up. They cut down the lead.
They really should start taking advantage of those steals. They really do.
And it's another turnover for SG Bay towards the end of the half, but they're lucky to not have that turnover being taken advantage of. You can tell the morale on Port Colborne is a bit defeated. They seem to be arguing a bit here with the ref, maybe questioning a couple of fouls, but nothing too bad. You can see there on the half court on the left side of your screen, a bit of a little conversation there between the ref and the Bears point guard. Just trying to see what they're thinking on a couple calls. Maybe she feels a bit hard done by, but overall, great game from the Bears point guard.
Yeah, SUB really has to start watching out for those turnovers because, like, honestly, yeah. The Port is really going to start taking advantage of those. As you can see already in the play, 59 scored one easy layup because SUB, I feel like they're taking Port a bit. They're not taking them as seriously right now, but yeah, it's up to Port to make them pay.
You know what? I think that's going to be a real emphasis for Coach Wendling here for the Lanks. Those turnovers, as you can see there,
it's starting to
towards the end. Yeah, towards the end of that third quarter, you could tell Vianco was trying to get them to maybe pass around a bit more. Port Colborne here trying to get back into this game, down 10. They're going to want to score on those turnovers because they've been forcing a lot of turnovers since the start of that second half. Both teams very equally matched. They're trying to get back into this game. They know they can definitely come back. As at the start of this game, they were definitely putting pressure on SG Bay, just not being able to score those points. And defensively, they've been playing very well. So they're just going to want to get that offense to score a bit more.
We have our mascot giving us the energy we need.
We have our mascot making Wendling, the point guard for Lanks, a bit laugh a bit. Kind of going down the wing to Isabelle Robels. That's way too easy. That should have been a basket for her. Three-pointer out to Mia Wendling.
All right, let's go.
Three-pointer.
Splash. Oh, that's 59 really seems to have an idea in mind with her vision, but it's all up to teammates to also start getting those passes.
Yeah, she's been throwing them a bit high.
Yeah, it's true.
But to be fair, there's a lot of pressure on her being the main creator for this Bears side.
Yeah,
being the point guard, the leading creator, the general for them.
But she really has been showing her role. She's been there with the hustle.
She's been very solid.
She's been there with the plays, taking the steals. She's been really like a rock in the shoe of SG Bay. She's really been making it hard for them to score those points.
Being that she's a senior, she's taking a really good leadership role here for this side, and being one of the best creators. It's impressive to see here.
We can really see the confidence.
And another skip pass for Port Colborne. They really like those passes out of the inbounds. And that's a turnover once again for SG Bay. Is this a chance for Port Colborne to maybe come back into the game, maybe score a few shots? They'll want to hit a few three-pointers. That's what they have been doing well in up until now. 21 hasn't been able to score as much as in the first half. Still being a main creator, though. Being a bit of a combo guard here for the Bears. And it's an and one.
And one.
For Cadence Saradine. Having a great game here for Port Colborne, the Bears. And that's 10 points for her. Over half of the points for her side. Been a real clutch player here. being able to take that leadership role, the scoring load, and really being a great piece for that Port Colborne offense. And it's off, and it's good. Making the three-point play. It's an 11-point.
Closing the distance as you be up by 9. Well, actually.
As she be up 9. And it's another turnover for Port Colborne. Lanks not being able to cut down on those, and it's nearly a steal. Had to put a bit more strength on that. 59, having a great game here. Leading scorer from both teams. And carrying most of the offensive load.
Should have passed there.
And that's a jump ball. Bears ball. Lanks putting the Bears putting the pressure on the Lanks, having to sub in both of their leading scorers, having Sienna and Solange, maybe a bit more of a defensive versatility, maybe a bit more size, trying to get them to struggle a bit more on offense. Swing dribbling out.
What was that call?
And there's a problem on the shot clock. They have to reset it there. They have to reset the shot clock. As it was incorrect, they didn't incorrectly reset the shot clock on that inbound. A bit less time for Port Colborne, but maybe it's a blessing in disguise. Maybe they need to get that a bit more pressure on this play so they can get a shot off quickly.
You see that speed?
They'll be looking for a three-pointer here as they have 4 seconds on the clock. And it's blocked here. Fast break for Sienna Savory, and it's blocked from 59. What a block, but she got out the play too easily. Too easy.
I really
for
feel
Solange.
like 59's team really has to bring that hustle too.
And a great shot from 21.
21 and 59 have really been the hero of their team right now.
They've been the only scorers for the Bears, really. And a great pass from Solange.
The foul?
And it's a foul on Isabelle Roberge. 2 at the line for her.
The team really has to pick up the pace. When I talk about hustle, so far it's just been 59 and 21 that has been really.
But you know what? It's been working because they're only down 8, and you know, the Lanks were doubling their score at half.
That's true.
And in the third quarter, and they're bringing it back. The Lanks are going to have to bring a lot of pressure in the second half, in this fourth quarter, and stay in the game, keep their heads in the game, so they can pull this win out and make it to the final of the SOSSA tournament. First free throw's a missed, and the second free throw's a miss as well. Rebound for the Bears. 21 will want to get back into that rhythm, hitting a three-pointer on the last play. Foul on number 22, Mia Nadeau. And that's going to be an inbound on the sideline there, on the baseline.
Novice for Wart? A junior. All right.
Interesting that 21 is one of the leading scorers, being that she's a junior.
Yeah,
showing
really
a lot of skill for her age, considering
keeping up
it's
with
a
the
young
senior of 59. Honestly.
And another turnover. Very turnover-riddled game here for both teams. Maybe a bit of nerves from both sides, wanting to, maybe they need to go back to the fundamentals a bit, try to play a bit safer. Nadeau up top. Solange, too easy.
Potato.
Another layup.
Passes to layup.
It's simply too easy for the Savory twins. Just being able to get to the rim way too easily for both.
Do you feel like it's just like telepathy because they're twins? I'd like to say that. I like to believe that.
One thing is for sure, they have great chemistry out there.
They really have that synergy.
They both able to find each other great on that transition.
Both great scorers.
Strong pickup there from Yanado. Jump ball, Lanks ball.
Mia with the ball. Passing to Mia.
And now the Bears keep going for that full court press, but it doesn't work.
With another
Sienna
layup.
once again with a bucket. Both of the Savory sisters have been able to get those buckets way too easily.
As you may bringing it back up by 12.
Wanting to bring it up top of the key. Not being able to take a shot. And it's another turnover for the Bears.
I really feel like 59, they'll she has amazing vision. She really has to improve those passes. At least make it easier for her team to receive them. At least.
It seems as though this press is a bit more, isn't as intense as it was before. Maybe some exhaustion from the Bears here, not having made any substitutions since the start of the second quarter.
Oh,
Here we have 3 offensive rebounds for Jean Vanier, taking advantage of that size advantage that they have over the Bears. The crowd really getting into this late into the game. Great hook pass, but 55 wasn't able to handle that.
I feel like the team also. I feel like the team. They're having a bit of a hard time to keep up with the skill of those passes, like trying to catch them.
And Jean Vanier, Eshibe easily into the middle, and it's an and one for Alex Labauge. She's going to want to hit that free throw to get that lead up to 15, really cementing that game down at 4 with 4 minutes left. Maybe that would be a really good play for her, being able to maybe put that last dagger into the Bears, being able to stretch that lead to 15. 6th free throw, and it's good. Great play from Alex Labauge, really bring the intensity in the second half. And it's another timeout for Port Colborne.
They're really doing well up at 15.
The Lanks really putting the pressure on them.
Honestly, I feel like Port was really doing well at the first bit, but I don't know. I don't know what happened in the last part. But yeah, hopefully.
Port are going to want to go on a quick run here.
Yeah.
Being down 15.
They really need to bring back that same energy they had in the first bit of this quarter. They really should.
You know what? I'm thinking maybe a substitution or two. They've been really relying on that starting lineup.
Yeah, exactly. They haven't been subbing. Like,
of course, they're missing 2 players this morning with Riley Forrs from number 24 from the Bears and number 28 Caitlin Bogar missing for both teams. Maybe missing some depth that they were really hoping for in a game where the Lanks have a lot of options going down the stretch.
Testing out new plays, doing some different things.
And you know what? And the Lanks have still been bringing that same offensive intensity, still bring that speed, the pace that they brought at the start of the game.
That also, like I said, it also comes with the height, because once you have that height, it's also like you're able to make mistakes because just catch the rebounds, reset some things, and just, mistakes, they're more like willing to make mistakes because of that height. While as Port Colborne, they really can't be making these flaws. They really can't be having these flaws, right, as we know. But yeah.
We're swinging the ball around here, trying to get it into the middle to 55. 55 has been a bit of a staple here in the second half, being a lot more of a threat. And it's off the backboard. Rebound for 55. And back to 23, pushing the pace. Lanks once again, easy layups for them throughout the second half. Another bucket from Mia Wendling, the point guard.
They really
for
should
SUV.
be watching out for that.
A 3 from 21, nearly goes in.
It's
Mia
another
Wendling up to
turnover.
Sienna Savoui, and it's nearly in. Alex Labauge, they're cleaning it up. They're just cleaning that up. Once again, bringing that intensity that was needed from her. I think that's been the real difference from the first to the second half.
Vérification, 1, 2, 3.
Minado out to Alex Labauge. A lot of pressure brought here from number 19. They're playing here on the side of the court. Sienna drives in, trying to get it. Oh, they can't get into that middle that they're looking for. Mia Nadeau gets it back up, misses on the side of the backboard. And that's a shot clock violation. Great defense there from Port Colborne High School. The Bears bringing that off, that intensity defensively, but it seems as though it was some sort of foul. towards the end of the shot clock, so that's a reset. Out to Sienna. Mia Wendling, three-pointer, and it's off. And that's Lank's ball once again. Port Colborne not being able to get possession of that ball once again. Seems like a box set at Axel Bausch. Easy layup, easy layup. Now up to the leading scorer for this SG Bay side, having 13 points. Great game from her since the second half. She really brought it in the second half. She's showing that she wants to make it to that OSSA, make it to the SOSSA final. Playing nearly the whole second half, having been subbed out with her sister. It's a lot of versatility here for this Lank side. And she's out with the outlet pass for Mia Wendling. Another easy layup. And Sienna there to clean it up. There, you know what? The SG Bay Lanks have been having a lot of strength in numbers in transition, and Port Colborne have been just tired out, not keeping up.
Oh, another transition.
Another layup. And that's an and one. Great basket from Mia Wendling, going to the line to get that three-point play up. Great game from her, obviously being the starting point guard for this SG Bay side, who's leading by 23 right now.
I don't understand. I feel like Port did not let these transitions happen before.
Well, you know what? It must be the short rotation. They have not made a substitution since the start of the second quarter.
True.
Same players for 3 quarters now. And now that's a quadruple substitution, or triple substitution rather, for the SG Bay Knights. Seems as though they had a player too many. A bit of confusion on that substitution. Now we have Emma Leach, Bethany Irwin, Mia Wendling, Alicia Coote, and Catalina Flores out there for SG Bay. A few new faces, players that haven't played throughout the game, but you know what? Bringing that versatility, being some fresh legs, trying to keep that lead towards the stretch. Out of bounds, Bears ball, and now that's Mia Wendling out. Now that no starters on the court for SG Bay, seems as though they're just pulling starters. Up 23 with less than 2 minutes left, and that's another three. They're not able to get back into the game. Great effort today from Port Colborne, but it's a bit far-fetched now to get those 23 with 1 minute and 16 left.
At least try to shorten the gap.
And Port Colborne still bringing that press, even with their tired players. They keep playing through those wings. You know, they have creators on the wings. That's where most of the points have come from tonight, for this morning for SG Bay. A lot of creativity on the wings. I'm very surprised. 59 bringing the ball up here. Crosses over. Not able to get past as the paint was packed. Three-pointer, and it's off.
A lot of mistakes.
Catalina Flores with the rebound. And it seems as though some sort of foul call on number 55.
Yeah,
pushing.
55.
Inbound for SG Bay. And now it seems as though they're bringing 3 players up for the Bears. No, it's just 2. And you can see at the back of the court, you guys can't see this, but they have 2 players now trying to cover that paint a bit more than they did at the start of the game, having subbed in 2 players. Open 3 for 59, and it's off the front of the rim.
They've been missing their threes as of recently.
Out of bounds, Bears ball. They've also made a few substitutions, subbing in 27, 55, and 27 and 65 into the game. Trying to get maybe a bit more size, trying to get some fresh legs into the game. And it's a steal from Bethany Irwin. 3 on 2. And they slow it down a bit as they did come back on defense. 59 with the ball once again. 55 gets it stolen. Bethany Irwin with the second steal. Tipped off of a Bears player. You have Leon Lelanx bring a bit of energy into this crowd, making this crowd happy for this win. It seems as though they're going to win. 24 seconds on the clock. It seems as though they should just dribble this out realistically. 22 seconds with 45 left. But it seems as though no, they're still bringing that pressure towards the end.
They still want to.
They want to extend that lead.
Yeah. They want to show that they're.
You know, one
that.
of the unwritten rules of basketball, but had to be done. And that's a floater for 59. Last second basket. Last second hope. And 0.7 on the clock, and that's game for SJB Lynx. And that's SJB Lynx into the SOSSA final.
Both teams really.
SJB Lynx into the SOSSA final, taking on the winner.
Yeah, I feel like both teams really showed like why they made it into the semifinals. Really.
They really did. They brought a lot of great play for this team.
Brought a lot of energy. They really showed that they were. They really showed that they really wanted to make it.
The ball movement from Jean Menier was amazing. You can see the students walking out here. Great game for them. Everybody a bit excited from that game. Proud for their school.
I wanted to see a bit more of ball handling skills from the Savories because you saw some glimpses throughout the plays.
Well, you know what? Great game.
Great game.
From both the Savories. Both being some of the leading scorers on SJB. Hello.
Oh.
Can you hear me? Both being
Live interview.
Here we have a live interview with our interviewer. Oh. We're going to be having a live interview shortly for the post-game interview. We have Emmeline with with Coach Wendling here.
Yeah.
Especially in the first half. How are you going to proceed for the next game? Well, we get to see whoever we're playing next play right now, so we're going to get to see a little bit of what they play, but they got to see us this morning. So it's just going to be seeing what we need to focus on and seeing what players we need to watch out for and what we need to focus on for the next game. And also, is there anything else you would change about the match that you just played? It would be just as far as substitutions go, just to keep more legs fresh because some girls got tired near the end or in the second half. So if I would have kept up with substitutions a little better, it would allow for more girls to have more opportunities, and we would have been able to capitalize on fast breaks more as well. Thank you so much.
And great interview there from Emmeline with Coach Wendling.
Great opinions from Wendling, honestly.
Making some good points there, trying to get ready for the next game, trying to get some fresh legs for the next game maybe. And great. And the Savories here being some of the leading scorers for SJB. We have Sienna Savory having scored 12 points, Solange with 11, and leading scorer Alexandra Bowes with 13. And now we have another interview with
And we have the leading scorers.
Really amusing, you know. Both teams played very well in my opinion, but SJB was just. I feel like the team was a little better when it came to the morale.
Do you think the other team could have changed anything they did today?
Maybe. From what it seemed like as an outside perspective, I feel like the team could have changed maybe how they talk to each other. Because I can tell that the one in pink shoes, 59, she was very good, but it seems like when it came to communicating, she was pretty angry sometimes. So maybe if she were to confront her teammates a little better, maybe the team morale wouldn't be as low as it was in my opinion.
And lastly, who do you think the real MVP of this game was?
The MVP? Oh, that's a hard one. The MVP? Because if Port High were to win, I would say it was 59. But in this case, the MVP, in my opinion, would be probably.
Great point there from the fan here, and great game from both
Really
teams.
like the face mask you had there.
Thank